All right, good morning, everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started. It looks like we're only missing one or two more people, so we'll just let them trickle in as we get started this morning. So we're going to be going over just kind of the basics of your CRM and website for PHP Advantage, which is powered by Boston Logic. As you can see on my home screen, I am logged into our test agent site here for corporate office. Throughout the webinar, if you have any questions, at the bottom of your screen, you should see a button that says raise your hand. If you click on that button, it'll notify Alexander and myself, and we'll unmute you so that you can ask a question, but also feel free to put questions in the chat. We're just going to swap from yesterday's training. I'm actually going to run the webinar, and Alexander is going to be manning the chat. He doesn't have much of a voice this morning. He's going with those awful sinus problems that we have up here in Georgia at this time of year with everything blooming. So like I said, he'll be manning the chat, I'll be running the webinar, and we're going to go ahead and get started. Feel free to stop us whenever if you need additional assistance with what we're working on at that time. Okay, so to get to your website, I would have sent you an email with your URL and your username and login. Your username and login are the email address that we have on file for you in the system, and the password is all lowercase PHP docs, that's DOCS. If you click on that URL in the email, it is going to take you to a website very similar to this. Yours may look different. We've done a little bit of customization to these throughout the trainings, but you'll notice in the top right-hand corner, there's a login button. You go ahead and click that login button. It's going to take you to your login screen. Email is your username, and I'm just going to go ahead and log in here. All right, and then once you're logged in, it's going to redirect you to your dashboard. So once we're on the dashboard, you can see we have a lead count, we have our recently active leads here, we have our recently updated exclusives. This is pulling from MLSs that you are a member of in our systems. So most of you are going to be showing MFR MLS. If you also sell in Georgia, you'll probably be getting FMLS as well. You have your quick action tab here. You have your task due soon and any upcoming events. And these events are what's tied to what's going on with your leads. We'll come back to a little bit more of the dashboard a little later on. Just want to give you a brief overview while we were here though. So we're actually going to start with setting up your profile first this morning. So in the top right-hand corner, you're going to see a photo of yourself. I have not uploaded my photo yet, so I just have a blank silhouette of a human. So if you click on that, it's going to give you lots of options. We're going to start with my profile. So once we get to my profile, you see that it is just an overview of everything that we filled in so far. Any information that we put in so far will show up here. And to edit any of this information that we've typed in so far, you're going to click on the orange edit button in the top right-hand corner. Awesome. So now that we're here, this first section is your primary information. So it's first name, last name, your email, your cell phone, your primary office. Again, you can choose any of our office locations. Your primary is going to be the one that you work out most of. You can add additional offices in as well. Agent type is residential, commercial, or rental. You can just select all, or you can just do residential or commercial based on what you are looking to broadcast to the public. Your password, it is currently PHP docs unless you've already changed it. In that case, it would be something different. If you ever need to reset your password or want to reset your password, just go ahead and log in. You'll come to this screen and you'll type in your new password once and then you'll confirm it here. Now, the most important part of this primary information is your MLS ID section. So if you click on the plus button next to add MLS ID, it's going to pull up a box. For everyone that's in MFR MLS, your MLS number is actually a number. Those of us here in Georgia, ours are letters for an ID. So I'm going to put in Tom Ellicott's MLS ID because I am not licensed, so I do not have an ID. And you'll want to click on the MLS service. For this instance, I'm going to click on First MLS, but you guys would want to choose my Florida Regional MLS. Now, if you have more than one MLS, you'll just go ahead and click on that plus button again. And again, you'll type in your secondary MLS number or ID, and then you'll choose that secondary MLS service again. Any questions or issues getting the primary information set up for everyone? All right, we're going to go ahead and move right down to contact information. So in contact information, this is how they can get in touch with you besides your primary information that we've already put up top. So street address. I highly recommend you do not put your actual home address. You don't want any of the public showing up at your house trying to get in touch with you. It's best to put the office location where they can actually come and find you, or send you mail, thank you notes. Those are always great when you help a client and they can send you a thank you note. Office phone. This is where you will type in the phone number for the office that you are located in. Here in Georgia, this is going to be our 404 number. In Florida, I think that's a 904 number, if I'm not mistaken. For the fax number, the corporate fax number is 404-478-8495. If you have your own personal fax number, please feel free to put that there in as well. We want to make sure that the general public is able to reach you as easily and as quickly as possible. Alternate phone number, you can choose any other phone number. If you have a Google number that you want them to try calling as well, anything like that. And here you'll just put that label for which phone number it is. And then what's really good is you can tell them your preferred phone contact. So you can do your office number, your cell number, or the alternate number. I'll give you guys a few minutes to type in the information in this section, and then we'll go ahead and move on. Please let us know if you have any questions so far on the things we've gone over. All right, so we're going to go ahead and move down to SMS notifications, which are also known as text message notifications. The reason these are important, if you all take a look at your email inboxes, how many unread emails do you have? I know for me, I wake up in the morning and there's generally about 60 between personal and work. Sometimes those get lost. You don't look at them first. What I generally look at first are my text messages. This is why this is great. We suggest you go ahead and click off every one of these. This way, every time something of these happens, you'll go ahead and get a text message which keeps what your clients need right at front of mind. So lead has a property inquiry or a lead request a showing. So anytime you get a question on one of the listings on your website, you'll get a text message. Anytime one of your leads request a showing, you'll get a text message. It's going to be right of mind. You don't have to worry about digging through emails to find these. You'll get notified every time a lead saves a search, every time a lead favorites a property. This one's also a really good one. You can see how active that lead is to know if you need to actually stop, look at their email address and send them a quick note saying, hey, I've noticed you've been searching on your website. How can I help you? Can I offer you more information on any of these properties? You can change this default. So you can just say, look at a property 10 times. You can do 5 times. It's all based on how you want to judge what is a good lead that you want to start incubating on. If a lead fills out a new contact form, that way that information is going to go straight to you. You can log in and check out that lead form real quick. Lead logic score. So this is, the lead logic score is calculated on how often your lead is doing stuff on your website, what they're filling in, what they're doing. If you want this SMS notification to come to you after the lead score reaches 100, that means that is a well-qualified lead in your eyes. Again, 100 is a default. You can easily set it to 200. That means that lead is well-qualified and you are ready to truly reach out to them and start really incubating that lead. The next one is lead sends a listing to a friend. So anytime they share this listing, you're going to get notified on that. Send them a quick note. Hey, I noticed you shared one of the properties you were looking at with a friend. Does your friend need a realtor? I'd love to connect with them. Lead adds a property note. Again, if they add a note on one of the properties in the system, you're going to get notified. If your lead is back on your site or returns after 30 days of inactivity, that's going to send you a notification. And if a task has been assigned to you, you'll get a notification. Any questions on the SMS notification section? All right, we're going to move on down to profile settings. So in profile settings, you can give a courtesy title. So you can do Mr., Mrs., or Miss. Your title here, we can do Realtor. You can do Agent. If you are a Realtor, and I do not know these abbreviations very well, so I'm just going to kind of play around with it. So if you are a Certified Buyer's Agent, I know that's probably not the right one, it's okay. If you are NAR certified, if you have a PhD and you want them to know that, if you have a master's, you want to let them know that. This is where you can all elaborate what your titles are. However, you can also type in your professional titles here. Either way will work, just depends on how you want it to be. Spoken languages. This is a great thing. If you know more than one language, go ahead and select all of them. That way, when people are searching on the website, they're actually able to search by your language, which means they can find you based off if you speak Spanish, or if you speak Portuguese, or if you happen to speak Chinese, and they're looking for an agent that can speak that that language, they can find you just because you put that in your profile. Now, bio image and list box image. List box image is antiquated. It does not apply to our website anymore, so you don't have to put anything in the list box image. Some of you may already see that there. Those were imported over by myself and Alexander, and we were not made aware that it was antiquated until we had already uploaded those images in. So if it's there, it's totally fine. If it's not there, don't worry about spending time to do it. But to edit your bio image, just go ahead and click anywhere in that gray box. It is going to pull up an upload window. And I believe I have my profile photo, so I'm just going to go ahead and click update. You can see there that it uploaded the name. The photo is not going to show up until we click save, so we'll come back to that once we finish updating. These boxes here, you want to make sure you display your active properties. You want to display your pending properties. You want to display your sold properties. And if you do a lot of rentals, you want to display your rental properties. Now, I know in Georgia, we can only display our solds for 1 month after they're sold. If I am not sure what the Florida rule is, if you are not sure, go ahead and reach out to Larry Waters. He should be able to figure that out for you, and he will let you know. We just don't want any violations with the Florida Association of Realtors. So sold dates descending, video embed code. If you have a video that you've taken of yourself explaining what you do as a real estate agent, anything about your lifestyle, you can go ahead and embed that code here and it'll pop up on your profile. Another important checkbox to note is display bio and agent roster. You do want to do that. It does help with SEO ratings, and it also helps agents see more about you. Now, this section here is where you can talk about your bio. This is a WYSIWYG. So this means what you see is what you get. So WYSIWYG. So here you just start typing in. It's just like using a Microsoft Word document. You can type in, hey, my name is, I don't know why I'm capitalizing everything, but I am. My name is Alexander. So, like I said, it's just like a Word document. So we can come in here, we can hit bold, we can hit italicize, and we can underline it. Just that simple, just like you're working in a Word document. I'm gonna give you guys a few minutes. Go ahead, fill in any of this information. Go ahead and upload your bio image. Work on a little bit of your bio. I will say your bio doesn't have to be anything special. 2 to 3 paragraphs. First paragraph, give a great overview of yourself. Second paragraph, some fun facts about yourself. Third paragraph, what you can do to help your clients. So I'll give you a few minutes and then we'll move on to the next section. Please don't forget, feel free to ask questions as you need. The chat is open, and you can also raise your hand as well. All right, everyone done? Everyone need a few more minutes? All right, we're going to go ahead and jump into Office. So Office, you can put in your license number. If you're licensed in 2 states, you can put in your secondary license number. If you want to put in your license date, feel free to do that as well. Some clients like to see how long you've been licensed, how much experience you have. Additional credentials. Are you an NAR realtor? Are you a Realtor Institute graduate? Referral and relocation certification, accredited buyer's representation. Check off any of those that apply to you. And then on the right-hand side, you can choose all the, you can choose all the different offices that you work out of. And again, you can choose as many of those as you would like. I'll give you guys a few seconds on that one. All right, we're going to go ahead and move on down to web details. So web details, this is your website. If you have a custom domain name, go ahead and put it here. We obviously don't have one, so if we did have one though, we could call it alexanderthegreat.com. If you have a secondary website that you want to take them to, you can do that here as well. If you have a blog that you run, go ahead and put that blog URL here. The mobile app link. I know some of you on today's training do have the PHP Smarter Agent app. If you have a download link that you can put to your clients, go ahead and put that here. They can automatically download your app from this link right here. You don't have to send them anything. They don't have to reach out to you to get their mobile app. It's right here. And then if you do publish any RSS feed, which is a steady stream from your blog, you can post that right here. You guys just a few more seconds to fill those in if you need it. All right, we're going to go ahead and move down to social media. Don't worry, I'll give you time to fill all these in if you need it. So again, you can do Facebook, Yelp, Pinterest, Foursquare, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google+, Vimeo, Instagram, Tumblr, Flickr, Plaxo. I have no idea what Plaxo is, so I apologize for that. Active Rain, also don't know what that one is. All the other ones are pretty standard and pretty well known. So like I said, I'll give you a minute. Go ahead and fill those in for any of the ones that you have. Any questions so far while you're filling in this information? Are you guys awake this morning? No questions yet? No raised hands? All right, we're going to go ahead and move on down to search engine meta information. So meta title. Generally, you want to go ahead and just put in, oh, looks like we have a question. Perfect, awesome, Katie, glad to hear it. Who else is chiming in? Oh, Katie's just testing, perfect. All right, so meta title. It is best to go ahead and put in your name and then your title per se. So here I'm going to put in Alexander Phillips Realtor. And again, I'm using Alexander because this is his test agent site. I don't want to confuse any of the search engines out there by putting Robert Duncan in a lot of things and it says Alexander. Don't want to confuse Google this morning. Meta keywords. These can be, again, your name, realtor. Let's see, we'll do Atlanta. We'll do Palmer House Properties. We will do buyers. We'll do sellers. Let's do Buckhead. Let's do Midtown. Should probably be good. You have up to 190 characters, I believe it is, to type in. You don't have to use commas. You can do it just spaced. You actually don't even technically have to use spaces. These are just going to be keywords that describe your business. Meta description, just a short description about yourself. Xander is a veteran realtor with 10 years of experience working in the Atlanta market. And that's it for search engine meta information. Anyone have any questions on that section? All right, we'll go ahead and move on to, so team members, you don't have to worry about that because this is not a team website, so you can actually just skip right over that. Agent highlight, this is actually antiquated in the system as well, so no need to spend time working on this. What we learned when we were setting up Boston Logic is some of their original members of Boston Logic had this capability. However, they can't get rid of it because some of their brokerages do still use this. So it does show up on our dashboard, but just remember, it does nothing for us in the build of our site. Email signature, another important one. In your email signature, this is going to show up on every email that you send out to your clients. So go ahead and make sure you give them all the information that they're going to need. Alexander Phillips, so we're going to give his office number. And his cell number. And we're going to do email. And what's really great is you can actually go ahead and drop a photo down in here. So let me go back and explain that. So when you click on this, it brings up image properties. You can browse your server. So if you've already uploaded some photos, there'll be some that show up here. If not, we're just going to click the upload button. And again, I'm going to choose my image here. It'll upload. That's the image we want to select. If your image is too big, you can see here, you can change height and width. I will tell you a little trick. If you want to just do the height, so we can do 150 pixels for the height, the width will actually automatically reset for you. And then you can see here, it puts my photo right there in the email signature above all of my information. I'll give you guys a few more minutes to work on that. Let me know if you have any questions while you're working on that. Hey, David, I have unmuted you. If you want to go ahead and speak, you will be able to be heard. Oh, it's not letting me unmute you.
Sorry about that.
There you go, David.
I didn't mean to click that. I'm good.
Okay, no worries.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. And Katie, I see you were asking, what do we recommend for agents who work Atlanta and Venice? You know, I haven't been asked that question yet. I think your best point of action for that is going to be to go ahead and set up your email signature. And then when you're actually sending the email, you'll have the option to edit the signature before you send it out. So if you want to set up everything, so I'm assuming your cell phone number is going to be the same. The office number would obviously change. I think your email would be the same. Your website would be the same. And then depending on who you're sending those emails to, you can at that point just change the office number, or you can change it to say from Atlanta to Venice, something like that. I will make a note and I'll double check that for you. Very good question. That is something that's not been brought up yet, so we will look into that. Okay, perfect. Yes. So if you do have two different cell numbers, you can do that as well. But again, let me check on that. There may be some way that you can actually have two different signatures. I will reach out to you once I have that answer for you. All right, really good questions. Anything else we got on the email signature side? Okay, so this last checkbox here, receive daily digest emails. We highly suggest that you get them. I just clicked on that help button next to it. It's a really good segue. These little question marks, if you don't know what something is, you can go ahead and click on that question mark and it's going to take you to the help center. It is going to explain this to you pretty much all the way down. So your daily digest includes a list of tasks assigned to the broker that are due today, a list of events assigned to your broker, a count of total new leads. This is going to tell you what's going on in your CRM system every morning. So this is going to be received by you every morning. It'll give you a breakdown of what your leads are doing. Do you have new leads? Who signed up via the internet? Who did you import? All that good information so you can really get a good start on your day without even having to log into the system. So we do suggest that you do that. And again, gallery images and videos. You can add as many videos and pictures to your profile page as you would like. So now once you're done updating this, all you have to do is click on the Update Agent button in the top right-hand corner. And this is another great point. So in the top, it's going to tell you what your errors were if you have any errors. And clearly I made some errors. So let me go ahead and fix the password. And then one thing I did forget to mention is your website will either need to be http:// and then your URL, or it can be https:// or else it is considered a non-valid URL. Once you've corrected that, you can go right back up, click Update Agent. It will take just a moment. So again, now it is updated. Now you can see, now you can see that I do have a profile image. You can see that my office number is there, my fax number is there. We are going to be receiving the daily digest. It's got my MLS ID. It's got the offices that I work out of. It's got the website. It has all of your profile settings. It's got your email signature. It's got your search engine meta information. So you can also connect third party. So if you use a Google account, you can sync your Google email account. You can sync your Office 365 account. So that's going to pull over all your contacts from Google or Office 365. Sync Exchange Hybrid Contact. Not super familiar with Exchange Hybrid, but again, it does work very similar to Office 365 if you have your emails hosted with an Exchange server. You can also sync your Google email and your Office 365 email. Add to list. This is something if you want to add yourself to any of the company lists, please feel free to do so. It is not something that you have to do though. Current list, it will show you what agent or what list you are on. We have separated you into some just so that we are able to send you emails from our CRM as well. That is the overview of the agent profiles. Does anyone have any questions on those? All right, so before we move on to the next section, we're going to take just a short momentary break. I need to run and grab some more water. I'll be right back in just a few moments. Okay, sorry about that brief intermission there. All right, so now we're going to look at how to style and how to change your home page on your website. So again, in the top right-hand corner, you'll see the photo of yourself now. If you go ahead and click on that, we're now going to click on Settings with the little gear next to it. And we're going to actually scroll down, and we're going to click on Super Theme. All right, so on Super Theme, you now have the ability to do all of your branding so that you can change all the colors. Again, it defaults to the same thing that the parent site has, which is our brokerage website. Again, you just click on these. You can easily drag and drop around, and it changes the color. You can change it to any color you want. I believe it's Julie Larson who has a wonderful turquoise theme going on in her website right now. So again, you do not have to use our branding colors. You can brand it to yourself. That is what these are for. It's to draw attention to you, not the brokerage. You're building your own brand, and it's powered by Palmer House Properties. So you can change the typography, tons of options. You can play around with them. And you can see on the right, there is actually a typography preview. So every time we change it, the text on the right will change for us as well. Default font scale, 100%. And again, every time you make one of these changes in typography, it's going to show you on the right-hand side. So section title, you can also change that. And again, you can see it changes on the right-hand side. Do you want the font case? Do you want it all uppercase? It didn't change that one. But again, you can change it to be all capitalize the first letter of each word. You can do uppercase, so it'll all be uppercase, lowercase, so it'll be all uppercase, or you can leave it as is when you actually type it in. Section title font weight, you can do regular, you can do thin, and you can do bold. Again, these font weights work just like they do inside of Microsoft Word. Primary navigation font scale, again, 100%, you can make it larger. The navigation font scale, let me just go ahead and show you real quick. So the navigation font is the information that appears right up here on your main navigation bar. And again, you can change your default font color and your section title font color as well. I believe, okay, so it does not update it here, but it will update it on your website. Next section is buttons. So you can select your button style. Right now it's a solid color. You can do a border outline, and you can see here it changes for you. Do you want sharp corners where it's nice 90-degree angles, or do you want rounded corners? Again, totally up to you. Please build it as you would like and see your branding. Theme preset. So you have standard. As you can see here, it shows you a preview where it is black and white text, very simple. To the right, you have your colorful, so you can see some of the text is a different color. You've got your sales activities also have a colored background, so they stick out more. So that's your branding. Site layout. So this is what the site is going to actually lay out with on your website. So your header, again, you've got a preview right here on the right-hand side. So you've got classic, so it's going to be your logo with your menu items right under it. You've got modern, it's going to be your logo with the menu items to the right of it. You can have transparent, so this is going to hover over the picture that's on the screen. You can do a hamburger, so you get the three little lines here and they click it and then your menu pops up. We're actually going to change it to hamburger just so I can show you guys. So collapse header on page scroll. You can have it collapse or you can have it stay there at all times while you scroll. Totally up to you and what your preferences are. On your footer, again, you can change the layout and there's a preview to the right. Classic, there's going to be a footer navigation with your information and your logo to the left. Multi-office, you've got, again, navigation bar and 3 sets of information. A band, so it's going to show you your menu items with your information here and more information below it. Contemporary, it's going to split up your navigation bar and it's going to put your information right under it. And again, you can change that background color as well. We're going to stick with classic on this one though. So navigation options. Menu item hover state. So this is what happens when you hover over a menu item. The font color can change, the text can become underlined, or the background can become highlighted. I'm going to change it to background highlighted. So menu item case. Right now it's capitalized. Let's do all uppercase. And then drop down indicator style. So you can do a chevron or a plus minus. We'll do a plus minus. And we're going to show the show drop down indicator for desktop users. Yes, I highly suggest that you have that on so that they know that there is a drop down there. Page layouts. You can decide how you want your page to lay out. You can do multi-column, which you can see multi-column here on the right. So you've got text on one side and widgets on the other. You can do a single column, which means it's going to be everything kind of hamburgered together. So it's going to lay together just like a hamburger. It's your bun on top, some more information in the middle, some more information in the middle, some more information in the middle, and then a bun on the bottom to close it out. Or you can do a hybrid. So you can do multi-column and single column. I'm going to go with single column. I just think it's cleaner for a home page, but it's totally up to you. And that's site layout options. Now we're going to actually jump over to card options first. So card options, again, this is how things will display on your website. So these are your page banners. Do you want it to be basic? It'll fade. You can do it as an accent color. You can do it as a gradient, so it changes as the color spans across the image. You can do it desaturated. We're going to stick with basic. Property cards. This is how any of your listings will display on your website. So again, plenty of different styles just for you to choose from, but it does show you on the right-hand side. And I'm actually going to stick with style 3. It's just simple and clean and doesn't overstimulate the senses. Agent cards. So these are what your agent card is going to look like. Again, you can see the preview right there on the right-hand side as it changes. And I actually really like the look of style 3, so I'm going to have that one there. Area cards. So these are for your area profile cards. You can do full-on size with this information in the bottom left. You can do it here where the photo and the text are separated. Or style 3 is where you kind of have an overlay. Market insights cards. 2 options. It can be smaller where it doesn't show a graph, or it can show a graph. And again, agent card background color, you can change it to any of the colors that you specified, or you can leave it as white. So now we're going to go over to homepage design. This one gets a little more in-depth, so that's why I waited for it for the last. So here is how your homepage is laid out, and I'm going to swap over to my actual website real quick. So you can see here, we've got our theme hero photo. You've got the CMS content. You've got the what's your home worth. You've got your featured areas, your featured properties, and then your footer navigation. So now we're going to go back over to the dashboard. And you can see here the enabled elements are what I just pointed out. The theme photos, the hero, affiliate links and logos. This is blank, so it actually did not show up on the website. You've got your CMS content, your home valuation, your area profiles, and your featured profiles. So you say, hey, Duncan, I want to change what images are on my theme. Just click on, I actually lied to you there. This is how you can edit different details about your hero image. I forgot that your hero images are actually located in a different location. So this is how you can change any of your settings that apply to that theme photo. Again, if you have the hero search, this is where it will display. You can do a highlighted icon, a simple icon, custom button text, and you can type that in there. You can tell it where you want it at in your hero image. You can include search links, agent profile options, agent profile box position. And then I apologize for jumping around, but I'm actually going to go ahead and show you where you can edit these theme photos at. So under content at the top, theme photos. I'm going to open this in a new tab so we don't lose our spot. And that'll take you to this page here. So you can delete the photos, you can edit the photos, you can reorder those photos, or you can add a new theme photo. And again, let me show you where we went for that. So you go to content, you go to theme photos, and then that brings you to this page here. You just click on new theme photo, you're going to upload it, and I apologize, I don't have any images downloaded at the moment. So we'll just pick this one again, my profile. You click open. Now you notice nothing happens once the image uploads. That's how the system's built. They've been made aware of this. They're working on a fix for that so you can make sure that it uploaded. So you just click create. And as you can see, that photo did actually appear. So that's now one of my theme photos. I'm going to go ahead and delete it. But again, that's how you add theme photos for your homepage. CMS content. Again, if you click on the gear, you can choose section background colors. We got home valuation, area profiles, featured profiles, and again, we can add anything over here on the right-hand side that we want. You can do homepage callouts. You just click add, and if we want to move homepage callouts up, you just grab that purple button and move it up and down to wherever you wanted it. If you did want to add the primary market insight and you're like, hey, I want my clients to see that right after they read about me, there you go. Or you can go, oh, I want my home valuation to be top actually. There we go. So we click Save Settings because now we're done with Super Theme. We've gone over each of these 4 tabs. Just a quick Save Settings. It takes a moment because we're adding new things to the home page, so we're kind of rebuilding the website. Do we have any questions so far about the super theme or the homepage of your website? All right, so now if we click over to the test agent site, I'm going to go ahead and click the refresh button. And as you can see, I've now got a search bar. What's my home worth is moved up to the top, my CMS content. Your market insights, I have not set up any market insights yet. We will get to that in just a moment. Your featured areas, and then your featured properties. So before we move away from the website portion of it, let's go into the CMS content that's located right here. So the part that says Alexander Test Agent. So everything that we're going to edit now is going to be under Content. So we're going to go to Content and then Pages. And we're just going to do a quick search here in this bar across the top, and we're going to look for the home page. And you can see here, it brings up right the home page. And again, this is a preview of everything that is happening on your content page. So click Edit in the top right-hand corner. Let me go back and show you again. So Edit in the top right-hand corner. Again, this is a WYSIWYG, so it's what you see is what you get. It works just like a word processor. Type it in, change the font, anything like that that you want to change, perfectly fine. So we'll go here, and we'll just bold that. And let's bold this. I'm not going to spend too much time editing the words so I can get to everything today. Go ahead and click Update. Let me click Refresh. You can now see now that that sentence that I was bolded, and also this sentence here was bolded. Here. That last sentence was bolded. So again, that is how you edit your homepage CMS content. Again, that was Content, Pages, and then just search for the word Home. You'll click on it, and then edit. And once you're done, just hit Update, it's a green button in the top right-hand corner. And now we need market insights. So we're going to look at quickly market insights. So content. And if you come down here, again under content, you'll see market insights right towards the bottom. So we have no results yet. So let's go ahead and click on the orange button that says New Market Insight. So let's name it. We're going to do, well, I'm going to call ours Midtown. And I want to change, let's see. I'm going to do it by zip code. By the way, this pulls from your MLSs. So if you do a town or a neighborhood, it'll pull from your MLS. Area and county, it'll pull from your MLS. Subdivisions, it'll pull from your MLS. And zip codes, it'll pull from your MLS. So again, it says right here, make sure that they're comma separated if you're doing multiple. So I'm going to use 30309 and 30308. And here, we can choose which MLS services we want to pull from. I only want to pull from FMLS for this example. All right, and guess what? It is that simple. You click Update in the top right-hand corner. There you go. Your market insight has been created. And then if we come back over here, the market insight did not show up. So we come back to the settings. Again, we're going to go down to Super Theme. And we go to Homepage 7 and Primary Market Insight. And why is it not letting me choose it? Sorry, everyone. My apologies. So when you click on your image and you go to settings, on the right-hand side, just above Super Theme, you're going to see Market Insights. And we want to choose your primary insights. And I'm just going to scroll down until I find, did I add it to the bottom? Oh, yep. So mine added it to the bottom because it's new. But as you guys can see, we've added a lot of market insights for you already. Not just in Georgia, we have a lot of the Florida zip codes that we service. As you can see here, we have the Florida counties as well. And then again, we have more Florida communities as well. So like I said, I'm going to go ahead and choose Midtown. That's my primary insight. And I'm going to click Save Settings. Okay. Katie, where did I lose you? Okay, perfect. So to select the market insight that you created or one that we've already created for you, you're going to click on your profile picture in the top right-hand corner. You're going to click on Settings. You're going to scroll down. You remember there was Super Theme at the bottom. Just above Super Theme, you're going to see Market Insights. So if we click on Market Insights, we're going to have the Display Settings. That's the tab we want to be on. Primary Insight, you just click on the drop-down box. And again, this is going to show every market insight that we've already created for you, as well as any that you have created for yourself. And again, I chose Midtown since that's the one that I created. And then you just click Save Settings. All right, and it still did not work for me. I will have to come back to that one. I will add a note to this video in Facebook on how to do that correctly, because clearly I am not doing it correctly. I apologize for that. And then featured areas. So these are area profiles. I do know how to do this one, I promise. So to edit your featured properties or your featured areas, we're going to go to Content. We're going to go to Area Profiles. Now, by default, all agent profiles come with all of our area profiles that we've created. Whenever you go, you have to pick MLS settings. Let me go back to that, Paula. So you can do it here. I also set up my market insights. I also set up my own custom market insight, but you can do it here as well. It just depends on if you're using one of the ones that we pre-built or if you just want to do it overall for your entire website. It just depends on how you want to do it. But again, yes, you can choose market insights, use only on market data. Hey, Paula, I will get with you after the training. There have been some issues with your new team site. I'm still working on getting those worked out for you. Okay. And then we're going to go back to area profiles. And again, you see Georgia, Florida, and Missouri, unless you've already taken some of them off. But you say, hey, I just want Florida. No worries. So in the top right-hand corner, you're going to see share profiles from parent site. You want to click on that. And then you see on the right here, it shows you every area profile that's coming from the parent site. And you just uncheck or check the ones that you want. So I'm going to uncheck Florida because I only want Georgia to show up. But like I said, if you're licensed in Georgia and Florida, you can have both of them show up. And now we click Save. And then if we come back over to the website, and there we go. Now we just have Georgia properties. And to set up your featured properties, I just did this yesterday. So we're actually going to come back to our settings. So click on your photo. We're going to go to settings. Now we're going to click on MLS. And again, I'll do that one more time. So click on your photo, click on settings, click on MLS. So MLS settings, you can see here there's an MLS office ID and your MLS agent ID. These may be blank. If so, again, you'll just hit the plus button and it'll bring one up. If you're doing your MLS office IDs, Paula posted in the Palmer House Properties Florida Facebook page our Florida information sheet, which has the office codes for each of our MLSs in Florida. So if you want to show all the listings in your area in Florida that are provided by the broker, you'll just choose that office number or office ID. It could be letters, it could be just straight numbers depending on the MLS. And then you'll choose the MLS service here. As you can see, I chose PHP 01 first MLS for this account. And then again, I put in Tom's agent ID since that's who I'm working with. Now, right under that, you're going to see this featured property source section. Oops. Hey, Paula, you would just go ahead and do another one. So I could do the same thing in first MLS. So I want to show PHP 02. For you, you would just do the different office codes that are associated with MFR MLS. And then the MLS service, you would just choose, again, my Florida regional there. And then you'll notice here it says featured property source. So this is what's going to feed that featured properties source on your homepage. If you want it to show office and agent, you're going to click both. If you only want it to do one or the other, you'll just choose one of the radio buttons right above it. So for this example, we're going to choose both. So featured properties display automatically, featured properties display elsewhere automatically. Exclusive properties only is only going to show our listings. We do not suggest that you select exclusive properties only, because again, that's only going to show Palmer House property listings. And that applies to even if your client or the general public does a search on your site, it's only going to show them our listings. And then we just click Save Settings. And again, this was already enabled on our test website, so you're not going to see anything necessarily change. But again, it does show you all of the featured properties in PHP 01, 02, and for Tom Ellicott's ID. And that sums up the home page at this point in time. Does anyone have any questions before we move away from the home page? Yeah, I was looking at your site last night, Paula, and realized that they have messed up on it. I'm working on getting it fixed when with our account manager this morning. So I will be in contact with her after this training again, but I am working on getting it fixed as soon as possible for you. All right, any other questions about the home page or the profile setup before we move away from that? All right, and just as a quick check-in, are we going too fast? Are we going too slow? We're going to move into leads next, so let me know if I need to kind of change how quickly we're going, how slow we're going. I want to make sure everyone's getting as much as they can during this training. Yes, I will get the video uploaded as soon as the recording has finished. And again, I'll post it in that PHP Florida group with a link to the YouTube, and I will slow down just a little bit. I know that it can be confusing at times. The system is kind of built a little differently from what most of us are used to. You do kind of have to swap back between different sections, but I will make sure to slow down just a little bit so everyone can pick up the information that we're teaching. All right, so we're going to go ahead and jump into leads. So on the top right-hand corner, you're going to see a tab that says leads. And we're going to go to my leads. So again, we only have one lead right now, and it's a test client. So if you want to manually add in a lead, in the top right-hand corner, you'll see an orange button that says create new lead. So we're going to go ahead and create one new lead. Let's see. Oop. Yes, that is actually a very good way to test out the system, because therefore you're only sending things to yourself to make sure that you really have everything nailed down before you start sending it out to your clients. All right. And this is going to be Tony's cell. So for every time you create a lead, it does give them access to log into your website. They can create new searches for themselves. They can look at their saved properties. They can update their own information. So you do have to give them a password. It's not something that's bypassable. So we recommend you do something really simple that you can remember. So in this instance, I'm going to give them the password Alexander. We recommend doing your first name. It's generally easy to remember. Everyone gets the same password. So if they go, hey, I got your email. I see that I have an account on your website now. I missed my password. You can go, oh, it's Alexander with a capital A, or it's Paula with a capital P, or it's Katie with a lowercase k. Just a really good practice. Now, lead type. Let's see. They are buying and selling. And lead status, we generally recommend that you don't say new, because generally none of your clients are new. They're always pretty much going to go right into incubating if you're putting them in your CRM. Lead priority, you can have highest, high, normal, low, and lowest. I mean, this is Iron Man, so we're going to go with highest. This checkbox here, send email confirmation to lead. Unless the lead knows that you're adding them to your CRM and your website, we suggest that you take this off so that they don't get that welcome email. This is just a good practice. They'll start getting emails from you, but it's not going to freak them out that, oh my gosh, I've been enrolled in something by my agent. I didn't ask for this. It's just a good way to keep them there. Now, show additional details. You can fill in all their basic information here. So you can do their street address, their preferred contact method. Do they work with a company? Again, this is address. You can give a secondary phone number and the type that it is. Lead details. How did they hear about you? We're going to go with personal relationship. Buying time frame. He's looking to buy in 1 to 3 months. Desired price range. He is looking for 1 million plus. Current housing situation, he owns. Referral website domain, that is what website domain he found you from. Purchase and sell due date, that you can fill in once you are actually ready to go under contract with him. Closing date, that is your date that you're expected to close with him. Any comments you need to type in about him. You can do birthday. I don't know when Tony's birthday is, so I'm going to use mine. Has no kids. Doesn't like pets. Favorite color is red. So just type in good little notes like that. That way you don't have to remember information like that. It'll always be there under the lead for you. So email settings. This is going to send you a daily, or this is going to send him a daily self-search email. The next one is copy agent. Generally, you don't want to get all the search emails that your clients are getting. Some agents do, especially if it's an active buyer that you are looking at properties with. This will show you the searches that they get so that you will know if they call you. Receive campaigns and newsletters. That is a good one, so that they get all of your campaigns and all of your newsletters. And again, here, I got ahead of myself. You can choose their birthday there as well. Custom lead source and the home anniversary. This is really good to put in because you can actually search by this later and send out emails on their anniversaries for when they bought their home. And that is how you manually create a lead. And of course, you just click the green create lead button. And we're not going to save that for Tony. And now you can see everything. Let's see what we got. Yeah, so let me go back into that, Paula. So if you don't want to use the calendar, you can actually also type it. You can get a good example here. So the format you want to use, if you just want to type it in, is going to be year, 2-digit month, 2-digit day. And I just put that in the chat for everyone. So I'm going to show you real quick. We can do does it not? Here's how you do it. So if you're watching, let me go back out of it. Let's change that. So if you keep clicking on the top, it'll keep showing you date ranges so that you can get closer. And then you go in the 1990s, the 1980s. I knew there was a way to get through it quicker. I just wasn't telling you the right way. So again, if on the date calendar, if you click here, it'll take you to the year. If you click here, it'll actually take you to the decade. And then you can actually scroll by decade. So that will make it a little quicker for you. All right. All right, so now this is what your lead looks like. It is all the basic information right here on the front screen for you. On the right-hand side, it'll be any lead notes. You can add notes yourself right here by clicking the orange button. Again, create note. And it shows you I put it in, what date I put it in, what time I put it in, and Tony found a home. It'll show you any activity that Tony has done on your website. It'll show you any of his favorites. It'll show you his saved searches. And here's where you can add any documents that you need to for Tony. So if you have a BBA and you want to store it here, go ahead and store it here. Action plan subscriptions. We won't be going to action plans today, but if you do create an action plan, you can assign them an action plan here. Tasks. So these are any tasks that you have for Tony Stark. And again, your SMS notifications will notify you of this task as it is. Events. Again, these are upcoming events that are based on the lead, any messages. So this will show you messages that you've sent to Tony, any messages that you've taken regarding Tony, and then any text messages. Emailed listings. This will show you all the listings that you've emailed Tony. Showing sheets. This is where you can go in and when you create a showing sheet for Tony, it'll pop up here. Email marketing. This is where you can add him to any of the email lists that you want him to be a part of. You can see once we add it, if we go back down to email marketing, you can see that he's been added to that list there. You can also add him to any drip campaigns that you've started up or any newsletters. Market insights. This is where if you want to add a market insight update for Tony. That is pretty much the basic of a lead. There are definitely more detailed things you can do with him or with a lead, and we will get into that in a later training. So that's creating one lead. Let's do multiple leads. So we're going to click on import leads. So we're going to do an import type. You can choose CSV or a Google import. CSV is generally the easiest way to do it. And you go, well, I don't have a CSV. That's okay. You can click on download. And when you download it, it is going to bring up a blank lead inboard. What do you mean if you only have Excel, Paula? Okay, I will get to what happens when you do an Excel. So if you download the template, you have a CSV file right here for you. It is already in CSV format, so there's nothing you need to do. And if you have your leads in an Excel format, you can simply copy and paste into the correct columns here that they've already laid out for you. On this template here, you can see from line 12 all the way down, it kind of gives you a brief overview of what each field should have in it. Some of these do have to be exact fields or it will not take it. So again, we have first name, last name, email, 3 different phone number choices, preferred contact, priority status, you got your lead type, send email notification to them. Generally, you want to leave that blank. You have any comments you want to add, company name, send daily searches, send daily rental searches, send campaigns and newsletters. So again, you just copy and paste and you go, well, how do I do the sends at the end? Well, if you come right back over here to the left-hand side, so send email notification to lead, enter a 1 to send a confirmation email. You'll just leave it blank if you don't want to send the email notification. Send daily searches, it automatically defaults to true. So unless you want to change that, you leave it blank, otherwise you type in false. It also shows you how to put in date and time fields, and it gives you those formats right here. Now I've already gone through and done a few of them. So if you don't use the template, and what I did was I actually went into RE1 Spot and I exported a list of an agent's buying clients. So you can see this came directly out of RE1 Spot. The good thing about RE1 Spot is it does come out in a CSV file, so you automatically have it in a CSV file. So again, it says their first name, last name, email, phone, and some additional information like where they live currently, what their address is. It's got their source, their status, probability, and then they're created and updated at. So this is what we're going to use to work off of right now. And remember, this is not using the templates. We will get to the template in just a moment. So we're going to choose a file, and this one is import not sorted. And I'm going to send the confirmation email to myself. Now, you can see since I did not use their formatted sheet, it pulls up every column header that was on my CSV file. So I can actually go in and match it. So first name, it does go to first name. Last name, it went to last name, email, so phone. Now I need to choose a field. And we're going to choose primary phone. And for source, we are going to choose okay, so status, pick status, probability would be priority. And then we're going to choose import. So as you saw, you don't have to use every field that was on that sheet. So as you can see, I got a success message there in the top, and an orange bar will let you know it's been sent, and I'll get an email shortly once it's uploaded. There were a lot of those, so we will, it will take a few minutes. Now, if we go back, and we want to import more leads, we're going to use that template that I just did. So again, we went to leads, import leads, and we're going to choose file. And I'm going to do sorted. And again, I'm going to send a confirmation email to myself. And this time, because we used the downloaded one that they did, or the one that I downloaded, and we filled it in, there was nothing for us to match. And you can already see I've had lots of these leads popping up. So it is slowly and surely importing them. Let me see, did I get my email yet? Okay, so I've not gotten my confirmation emails yet, which means it's still uploading. But that's how you import a mass set of leads. Any questions about creating or importing leads right now? All right. Well, that concludes it. Does anyone have any questions about anything that we have gone over today as far as setting up your profile, organizing your homepage, or getting leads into the system? No questions? Hey, Chris, I'm working on unmuting you right now. Hey, Chris, try unmuting yourself as well. In the bottom left-hand corner, you'll see a phone, and it says mute under it, and you can click on that, and it should unmute you. For some reason, it's not letting me unmute you myself. Oh, you're very welcome, sir. Hey, David, I just saw your Q&A, so I will actually go ahead and answer this live for you. So to log in, let's go over this real quick again. So I'm going to click log out. So when you go to the URL that I sent you in your email, it'll take you to your website. In the top right-hand corner, you're going to see a very small login button. If you click on login, it'll take you there. I have these auto-saved. So your email or your username is what you're going to type in under email. And then your password, which I have it defaulted to PHP docs, DOCS, all lowercase. You just type it in and then you click logged in. And that takes you to your dashboard. I don't know if you all saw in the chat, Paula suggested that you also cull through the list and just make sure that you categorized it by whether that's a closed client, an under contract client, a new client, an incubating client. That'll help you for whenever you start planning email campaigns that you can send out. You can actually choose who to send those to based on their status in the process. And David, your password is PHP DOCS. And I also typed it in the Q&A for you as well, so that you have it. Any other questions? We still got a few more minutes. Anything else? Going once, going twice. All right, everyone, have a great day. Alexander and I are available if you have any questions as you're playing around. Feel free to shoot us an email. You can email both of us at the same time by emailing techsupport@phpatlanta.com. I will go ahead and put that in the chat so that you have it. All right, everyone. Like I said, I hope you have a great day. I'm going to go ahead and end the recording now. And then I will get this uploaded just as soon as it has finished importing.